Hello everybody, welcome back. Before we start, I need to let you know something. I don't make anything on my videos from YouTube. So if you do like my content, please consider supporting me via Patreon or become a channel member. I have lots more interesting videos on the way, some of which will only be available to those who support me. My Patreon and channel member links are below this video in the description. You can also send a super thanks if you like what I do and want to support me to make more of the same. You'll find the super thanks button below this video. Also, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And hit the bell icon if you would like to get updates on my new videos, and leave a comment or ask me a question, and I promise to reply as soon as I can. Thank you, and now back to the video. This is part 2 of my story, titled The Discovery. If you want to watch the full video, you can. Follow the link below in the description. Or if you prefer, you can watch each part, one by one. Just follow the playlist link at the end of this video. I have lots more videos available. So I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope you check out all my other stories on my channel. I do plan to release a new full-length video each week, so please click on the bell icon, and that way you will never miss my new stories. Today's story follows Jack, a devoted husband with a hidden side, one he's kept buried for years. When his wife, Emily, stumbles upon his secret, it sets off a chain of events that neither of them could have predicted. What starts as a moment of exposure soon becomes an exploration of identity, control, and transformation. As Emily takes charge, Jack is faced with a question he's never dared to answer. Is this really just a hidden indulgence, or is it something more? Today's story is titled, My Wife Forced Me to Crossdress in Public. I hope you like it. Jack's heart nearly stopped. For a few agonizing seconds, neither of them spoke. The only sound in the room was the faint hum of the bedside clock. His wife, Emily, stood frozen in the doorway, her hand still on the knob, her expression a mix of confusion, disbelief, and something else, something Jack couldn't quite place. He felt exposed, more vulnerable than he had ever been in his life. His breath caught in his throat, his hands instinctively clutching the hem of the dress as if he could somehow hide what was already plain to see. His reflection in the mirror stared back at him, dressed in soft, delicate fabric that had, just moments ago, made him feel whole. Now, it made him feel defenseless. Emily blinked, her gaze flicking from Jack's face to his outfit, then back again. Her mouth opened slightly, as if she were about to say something, but no words came. Jack swallowed hard, the air suddenly thick and suffocating. His mind scrambled for an explanation, but what could he say? There was no quick excuse, no easy way to make this moment disappear. He took a shaky breath. Emily, she took a step inside. Not a cautious step, not an aggressive one, just slow, measured. Her eyes studied him, taking in every detail. The dress, the way it clung to his body, the way his arms trembled slightly. Jack's stomach twisted into knots. He wanted to run, to shrink, to somehow rewind time to a few minutes earlier when he still had control. But control was gone. This was happening. Emily exhaled, long and slow. "Jack," she said, her voice quiet but firm. "What is this?" The question sent a fresh wave of panic through him. His hands curled into fists at his sides. He faltered. The truth was lodged in his throat, a tangled mess of fear and shame. She didn't look angry. She didn't look disgusted. But there was something else there, uncertainty. Jack tried again. It's not what you think." A flicker of something crossed her face. "Then what is it?" Jack felt himself shrinking under her gaze. He had imagined this moment 1,000 different ways in his nightmares, but none of them had prepared him for the reality. His voice was barely a whisper. I just like how it feels." Emily's brows knitted together, her arms crossing over her chest. "You like how it feels?" she echoed. He nodded, unable to meet her eyes. The silence stretched between them, heavy and uncertain. Then Emily moved. Slowly, carefully, she sat down on the edge of the bed. She rubbed her hands together, as if trying to process what she was seeing. Jack braced himself. Any moment now, she would lash out. She would yell, accuse, demand to know how long this had been going on. But she didn't. She just sat there, staring at the floor, her expression unreadable. Then, she asked something that Jack hadn't expected. "How long?" His breath hitched. "What?" She lifted her head, her eyes searching his. "How long have you been doing this?" Jack hesitated. The truth felt like a leap off a cliff, but there was no turning back now. "Since I was a kid." Emily inhaled sharply but said nothing right away. She just nodded, as if filing that piece of information away. Jack's hands were shaking now, his body taut with anxiety. "I never wanted you to find out like this," he admitted. Emily's gaze softened, just a little. "Were you ever going to tell me?" Jack opened his mouth, but no words came out. Was he? Would he ever have had the courage? He didn't know. Emily sighed, her fingers tapping lightly against her knee. "Jack, I don't know what to say right now." A lump formed in his throat. This was it. This was the part where everything fell apart. She looked up at him again. "But I want to understand." Jack blinked. "You do?" She nodded slowly. "I don't get it, but you're my husband. I'm not going to freak out. I just need time." Jack exhaled shakily, relief flooding through him, but the tension still clung to the air. He knew this was just the beginning. Emily studied him for a moment longer, then patted the space beside her on the bed. "Sit down," she said. "Talk to me." Jack hesitated, his heart still pounding, but he moved toward her, still wearing the dress. And for the first time, he didn't feel completely alone. Thank you for listening to my story. If you like my content, please consider supporting me via my Patreon or become a channel member. The links are below this video in the description. Also, if you like my stories, please consider sending me a super thanks. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the bell icon if you would like to get updates on my new videos, and leave a comment or ask me a question. And I promise to reply as soon as I can. Thank you, and until next time. Goodbye.